a word that conjures images of smoky clubs, sultry saxophone solos, and a rhythm that moves your soul. Born in the melting pot of early 20th century New Orleans, jazz emerged from a unique blend of cultures and musical traditions. Musicians improvise, creating melodies and rhythms on the spot, drawing inspiration from the music around them and their own creativity. From its early roots in Dixieland to the sophisticated harmonies of bebop and beyond, jazz has always been a music of innovation and change. What is your favorite jazz song and why? To understand the origins of jazz, we must journey back in time to the bustling streets of early 20th century New Orleans. Imagine a city alive with music, where the sounds of blues, ragtime, and brass bands filled the air. The streets of New Orleans pulsed with rhythm. Here, in the heart of New Orleans, jazz was born. Imagine yourself in the rural South in the late 19th century. Out of this struggle, a new musical form emerges, the blues. The blues is more than just music. It's a way of life, a way of expressing the joys and sorrows of everyday experience. The call and response pattern common in blues music creates a sense of community, of shared experience and mutual support. The blues provided a foundation for jazz, influencing its harmonic structure, improvisational spirit, and emotional depth. As the 19th century drew to a close, a new sound began to sweep across America, ragtime. Born in the saloons and dance halls of the Midwest, ragtime was a piano-driven music characterized by its syncopated rhythms and infectious energy. Ragtime's influence on jazz was profound. Jazz musicians incorporated ragtime's rhythmic vitality into their own music, creating a sound that was both danceable and intellectually stimulating. In the vibrant street life of New Orleans, brass bands played a ubiquitous role. From parades and funerals to picnics and dances, brass bands provided the soundtrack for everyday life. The influence of brass band music on jazz is undeniable. This spirit of joyful exuberance would become a hallmark of early jazz, setting it apart from other musical forms of the time. To truly understand the origins of jazz, we must journey back to a place where African traditions survived and thrived, Congo Square. In the heart of New Orleans, this open space became a gathering place for enslaved Africans, a rare haven where they could express themselves through music and dance on Sunday afternoons. Congo Square was a crucible where African rhythms met European melodies, where the seeds of jazz were sown. It was here that the rhythmic foundation of jazz was laid, a foundation built on the bedrock of African musical heritage. While Congo Square pulsed with the rhythms of Africa, another cultural force was shaping the soundscape of New Orleans, the Creoles of color. These descendants of European colonists and people of African descent occupied a unique position in New Orleans society. Creole musicians blended classical training with African and Caribbean influences, creating a unique sound that was both sophisticated and rhythmically complex. This fusion of European and African musical aesthetics created a rich tapestry of sound that would become the hallmark of early jazz. By the dawn of the 20th century, the musical ingredients were simmering in New Orleans, ready to coalesce into a new art form, jazz. In the brothels and saloons of Storyville, a notorious red light district, musicians found a haven for experimentation. The collective improvisation of Dixieland jazz, with its front line of cornet, clarinet, and trombone, weaving intricate melodies over a driving rhythm section, became the defining sound of this early era. Its infectious energy and undeniable appeal soon spread beyond the red light district, finding its way into dance halls, cabarets, and eventually, the homes of Americans across the nation. Picture this: New Orleans in the roaring 20s. The air crackles with energy, a potent mix of anticipation and revelry. This is the sound of early New Orleans, a joyous fusion of musical traditions, bursting with improvisation and infectious energy. This is the heartbeat of a city, a testament to the power of cultural fusion, a sound that would forever change the landscape of music. At the core of jazz, and especially Dixieland, lies a principle that sets it apart from nearly every other musical genre: improvisation. This isn't just about playing notes on a page, it's about creating music in the moment, a spontaneous dialogue between musicians, a conversation in sound. The melody, the foundation of the song, is merely a starting point, a springboard for each musician to leap from. This is the magic of improvisation, the ability to create something new and unexpected in every performance. Close your eyes and imagine yourself transported to a crowded dance hall in the 1920s. The air thrums with anticipation, the dance floor abuzz with eager couples. This is the irresistible allure of swing and syncopation, the rhythmic foundation that makes jazz so impossible to resist. It was a sound that captured the spirit of an era, a sound that would come to define a generation. No figure looms larger in the history of early jazz than Louis Armstrong, affectionately known as Satchmo or Pops. Born in the backstreets of New Orleans in 1901, Armstrong rose from poverty to become a global icon, his infectious smile and unparalleled trumpet virtuosity forever changing the face of music. Imagine a young Armstrong, honing his skills on a battered cornet in the honky-tonks of Storyville, his natural talent shining through. From these humble beginnings, Armstrong's star ascended rapidly. He joined King Oliver's Creole Jazz Band in Chicago, his powerful trumpet and gravelly voice electrifying audiences. His improvisations were legendary, filled with daring leaps, soaring high notes, and a rhythmic inventiveness that left audiences breathless. Armstrong wasn't content to simply play the melody. He deconstructed and rebuilt it, injecting each note with his own personality and swing. He was a master of dynamics, capable of whispering tenderness one moment and unleashing a roar the next. His influence extended beyond his instrumental prowess. Armstrong was a charismatic performer, his infectious joy and stage presence captivating audiences worldwide. He was a gifted vocalist, his gravelly voice as expressive as his trumpet, pioneering scat singing, a form of vocal improvisation that used nonsense syllables to mimic instrumental sounds. While Louis Armstrong brought the world the brilliance of solo improvisation, Duke Ellington expanded the sonic possibilities of jazz, transforming it into a sophisticated orchestral art form. Born Edward Kennedy Ellington in Washington, D.C. in 1899, Ellington's journey took him from the clubs of Harlem to the grand concert halls of the world. Imagine the Cotton Club in its heyday, a glamorous night spot where Ellington's orchestra held court, their music transporting listeners to a world of elegance and sophistication. Ellington was a visionary composer and band leader, his orchestra a finely tuned instrument that showcased the individual talents of its members, while blending them into a cohesive whole. He wrote specifically for the strengths of his musicians, crafting pieces that showcased their unique voices, while exploring the full range of jazz orchestration. Ellington's compositions transcended the boundaries of popular music, incorporating elements of classical, blues, and even gospel, creating a sound that was both sophisticated and deeply moving. His music wasn't just for dancing, it was for listening, for losing oneself in the rich harmonies, the intricate arrangements, and the sheer beauty of his musical storytelling. From the haunting melodies of Mood Indigo to the joyful exuberance of It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing, Ellington's music painted vivid portraits in sound, capturing the essence of love, longing, and the human experience. While Armstrong and Ellington captivated audiences, other pioneers shaped early jazz with their unique instrumental voices. Among them were Jelly Roll Morton and Sidney Bechet. Morton, born in New Orleans in 1890, was a flamboyant pianist and self-proclaimed inventor of jazz. His significant contributions to the genre's development are undeniable. Morton's fingers danced across the keyboard, blending ragtime rhythms with bluesy feeling. Sidney Bechet, born in 1897, had a powerful vibrato-laden tone. His clarinet playing became legendary. Bechet's clarinet soared above the ensemble, expressing a range of emotions. He was a master of improvisation and a champion of early jazz. As the 20th century unfolded, a profound social and cultural shift began to reshape America: the Great Migration. Driven by the promise of economic opportunity and fleeing the Jim Crow South, millions of African Americans left their homes in search of a better life. And as they journeyed northward, they carried their music with them like a precious heirloom, a reminder of their roots and a source of solace in uncertain times. Imagine families huddled together on northbound trains, the rhythmic clatter of the tracks blending with the soulful strains of a blues harmonica, a mournful trumpet, or a banjo strumming a familiar tune. Jazz, born in the melting pot of New Orleans, was about to embark on its own journey, spreading its wings and taking flight in cities across America. Cities like Chicago, Detroit, and New York became new centers of African American culture, and with this influx of talent came the vibrant sounds of jazz. The music that had once filled the streets of Storyville was about to find new audiences, new venues, and new voices eager to make it their own. The Great Migration wasn't just a movement of people, it was a transplantation of culture, a cross-pollination of ideas and art forms that would forever change the landscape of American music. Jazz, once a regional sound, was about to become a national phenomenon. Chicago in the 1920s, a city on the rise, its skyline a testament to ambition and industrial might. Beneath its booming economy, a cultural revolution was brewing, fueled by Southern migrants. At the heart of this revolution was jazz, its rhythms finding fertile ground in the Windy City. Imagine smoky nightclubs like the Dreamland Ballroom, vibrating with new jazz sounds. Musicians like Louis Armstrong brought Dixieland to eager audiences, electrifying the city. Chicago embraced jazz, nurturing its growth and pushing its boundaries. As the 1920s roared, New York City became a magnet for artists and innovators. In Harlem, a vibrant African American community blossomed, its nights ablaze with music and dance. This was the Harlem Renaissance, a cultural awakening redefining American art and music. At its heart was jazz, the soundtrack for a generation yearning for freedom. Imagine the Apollo Theater, graced by Duke Ellington, captivating audiences with his sophisticated jazz. The Savoy Ballroom pulsated with big bands like Chick Webb's orchestra, drawing dancers to its floor. In Harlem, jazz was more than music. It was a symbol of pride and social change. From its humble beginnings in the streets and saloons of New Orleans, jazz has left an enduring mark on the world, a testament to the power of creativity, innovation, and the human spirit. Imagine a world without the sound of a trumpet soaring, a saxophone crooning, a piano dancing with rhythmic delight. It's a world without the infectious energy of swing, the soulful cries of the blues, the intricate tapestries woven by orchestral jazz. Jazz isn't just a genre of music. It's a living, breathing art form, a language that transcends borders and cultural differences, a testament to the power of collaboration and improvisation. The innovations of those early pioneers, the rhythmic daring of Louis Armstrong, the orchestral genius of Duke Ellington, the soulful piano of Jelly Roll Morton, the soaring clarinet of Sidney Bechet, continue to inspire and influence musicians today. Their legacy lives on in every improvisation, every syncopated beat, every blue note bent with raw emotion. Jazz, born in a time of social upheaval and cultural change, became a voice for the marginalized, a celebration of individuality, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to find joy and expression even in the face of adversity. Today, jazz continues to evolve, embracing new influences, exploring new sonic landscapes, pushing the boundaries of what music can be. From the cool introspection of Miles Davis to the avant-garde explorations of Ornette Coleman, from the fusion experiments of Herbie Hancock to the contemporary sounds of Esperanza Spalding, jazz remains a vital and ever-changing art form. It's a music that thrives on dialogue, on the interplay between tradition and innovation, on the constant search for new ways to express the complexities of the human experience. And just as the sounds of Congo Square echoed in the birth of jazz, so too does the spirit of that era, a spirit of resilience, of community, of finding beauty in unexpected places, continue to resonate in the music today. Jazz reminds us that music is a conversation, a shared journey of discovery, a celebration of our shared humanity. So the next time you hear the wail of a saxophone, the rhythmic pulse of a walking bass line, or the cascading chords of a piano, close your eyes, and let the music transport you. Let it remind you of the power of creativity, the importance of listening, and the enduring spirit of jazz. For in the words of Duke Ellington, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Subscribe to our channel Music Lounge for more great videos. Until next time, discover the stories behind